All right, so today we're really diving deep, and I'm excited about this one.
Yeah.
We're taking a look at high thoughts, brain dumps, and journal entries.
By Crazy
Yeah,
Eyes.
by Crazy Eyes.
That's really interesting stuff.
It is, it is. I
Yeah.
mean, we're going to be talking about self-acceptance, personal growth, and just kind of navigating life.
Yeah, all the big questions.
These biggies.
Yeah.
The big, important questions. So,
Yeah. And I think what's so cool about this is that it's like one person's journey.
yeah.
Like we get to see how Crazy Eyes is thinking through all of this.
Yeah.
And, they're not holding back, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
It's very raw, very honest.
Like they're not sugarcoating anything.
No.
It's like, this is me, take it or leave it.
Right. And I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Totally.
That feeling of wanting to be accepted.
Yeah.
But also realizing that you have to accept yourself first and foremost.
Right, like that line where they say, you don't need everyone to approve of you as long as you approve of yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's like such a powerful statement, especially in today's world,
Yeah, with social media and everything.
Oh my gosh.
It's so easy to get caught up in what other people think.
It is.
And constantly comparing yourself.
And seeking validation online.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a never-ending cycle.
It really is. It's like you're chasing this external validation.
Right.
But it's never enough.
You never really catch it.
You never catch it.
So how do we break free from that? Like, how do we actually cultivate that internal validation that Crazy Eyes talks about?
Well, I think the first step is just being aware of it.
Yeah.
Like, start noticing how often you're seeking validation online. What triggers that need.
Right. Like, is it posting a selfie? Is it sharing an accomplishment?
Or even just expressing an opinion and then, waiting to see how people react.
Yeah.
And once you start to see those patterns,
Yeah.
you can start to challenge them.
Okay, so you notice it.
You notice it.
And then you ask yourself, like, why?
Exactly. Like, why do I need this?
Yeah.
What am I hoping to gain from this external validation?
Right. And maybe the answer is nothing.
Maybe.
Maybe it's just this, like, empty need that's never going to be fulfilled.
Right. And so then you can start to shift your focus.
Okay.
Start focusing on your own values.
What matters to you?
What matters to you? What brings you joy?
Okay.
What are you proud of, even if nobody else knows about it?
Right. It's like you're defining your own worth.
Exactly.
Instead of letting other people define it for you.
Right. And that ties into another interesting point that Crazy Eyes makes.
Oh, yeah.
About how good and bad experiences are subjective.
Yeah, I love that part.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
what might seem negative to one person.
Could be a huge opportunity for growth for someone else.
Yeah, like it's all about perspective.
Exactly.
It reminds me of when I, oh gosh, this is years ago.
Yeah.
I lost a job that I really thought I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
And at the time, it felt devastating.
Oh, of course.
Like my world was ending. But looking back,
yeah.
it was actually the best thing that could have happened to me.
Wow.
Because it forced me to reevaluate what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it led me to start my own business.
That's amazing.
Which has been so much more fulfilling.
It's a perfect example of that. Like,
Yeah.
the same event can have completely different meanings.
Yeah.
For different people.
Depending on their perspective.
Exactly.
And I think that's why empathy is so important.
Oh, absolutely.
Because what might seem like a minor setback to you.
Could be a major crisis for someone else.
Right. We need to be mindful of that.
And that kind of ties into Crazy Eyes' idea of self-forgiveness, too,
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like accepting yourself, flaws, and
Yeah.
letting go of judgment.
It's so much easier said than done, though, right?
It is. It's definitely a practice.
It's like we're so conditioned to be hard on ourselves.
Yeah, we're always criticizing ourselves.
Focusing on our mistakes.
And holding on to guilt and shame.
Yeah. Which doesn't really help anyone.
No, it just keeps you stuck.
So how do we start being kinder to ourselves?
Well, I think a good place to start is to think about how you would treat a friend.
Okay.
Like if a friend came to you and they were feeling bad about something.
Yeah.
Would you berate them?
No.
Would you tell them they're a failure?
Of course not.
No, you would offer support and understanding.
Yeah.
So we need to extend that same kindness to ourselves.
Right. It's like we're often our own worst critics.
Exactly.
And, making mistakes is part of life.
It is.
And how we learn and grow.
Right. So instead of beating yourself up,
Yeah.
try to learn from it and move on.
Okay, so we've talked about self-acceptance.
Yeah.
We've talked about self-forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about this idea of balancing personal truth with respect for others?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Because Crazy Eyes really emphasizes that.
They do.
It's like you can stand firm in your own beliefs,
Yeah.
but you also need to respect other people's perspectives.
Even if you don't agree with them.
Which can be really tough, especially these days.
It is. It's a balancing act.
Yeah, it's like, how do you have those tough conversations
Right.
without it turning into an argument?
Well, I think the key is to approach it with curiosity
Oh.
instead of judgment.
So, like, really trying to understand where the other person is coming from.
Yeah, even if you disagree.
And you might actually learn something.
You might.
You might change your mind.
Exactly.
You might not.
Right.
But at least you've had that open dialogue.
And you've respected each other
Right.
in the process.
So it seems like a lot of what Crazy Eyes is talking about
Yeah.
is about this interconnectedness.
Between self-awareness, acceptance, and growth.
Yeah, it's like they all feed into each other.
They do.
It's a journey.
It's a lifelong journey.
Yeah, and I think Crazy Eyes leaves us with this really powerful question to ponder.
What's that?
If we all have such unique journeys and perspectives,
Yeah.
how can we use that understanding to create a more compassionate and accepting world?
It's a good question.
It is.
It's a question worth thinking about.
For sure.
I mean, maybe the answer lies in embracing our differences.
Yeah.
Listening to each other.
With open hearts.
With open hearts.
And remembering that we're all connected
we are.
in this human experience.
We're all in this together.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
This was a really great conversation.
I enjoyed it.
I did too.
Yeah.
And we hope you found it insightful, maybe even a little inspiring.
I hope so.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, be kind to yourselves.
Yes, be kind to yourselves.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.